Alright, have some fun? Alright guys, my name is Dwayne Duke. I'm coming all the way from Cleveland, Ohio! Before you give a shit. Alright. Hey guys, sports fans here? Are you videoing this? Is this shit live on Facebook? What is going on right now? You're in the front row. I can see. Oh, it's a picture. Are you going to smile? Not really. We'll get one after. I'll pose. I'll do the whole thing. It's like it's a thing, right? Are you here, sports fans? Yeah, 1, 2, Michigan. Oh. Damn, you do make bad decisions. What is going on? Michigan. I'm a big sports fan. I was super proud of the Cavs when they won this year. I was hanging out downtown the other day. I saw a woman walking down the street with a Cavs t-shirt on, the one that says "All In." She had 6 dirty kids behind her. I was like, it's cool. You can let one pull out. So. Looks better without all the setup, right? My name is Dwayne Duke. One of the very first shows I ever did, the host didn't get a chance to meet me. He just had my name written down on a piece of paper. He brought me up on stage like this. He goes, "All right, guys, come to the stage next. You're gonna love this guy. He's been tearing up the South. Put your hands together for David Duke." Swing and a miss, right? For those of you who don't know, David Duke is the former Grand Wizard of the KKK Louisiana chapter. And that's the third most racist you get to be without being an elected official. He gave that up for a greater goal, like he ran to be the governor of Louisiana. And he lost, not because he's a horrible racist, but because of his educational reform, which means the people of Louisiana got together as one and said, "Hey, we don't mind that you're not fond of the blacks or the queers, but you're not adding any goddamn letters to our map." You guys are silly. It's going to be a good night. I hope you guys are drinking tonight. We got real drinkers in the house? Good. A friend of mine called me recently. She goes, "What kind of drunk are you?" I said, "Usually." So that's what I'm dealing with. They say you're no one until you have haters. I officially have my first hater. She calls herself my student loan officer, but I think the bitch is just hating. I'll pay it when I use it, right? You guys are cool. I just moved out to Las Vegas, Nevada. I live in this amazing apartment I found online. My first day when I got there, I was like, this place is such a good place to die, right? It's on the corner of meth and death, so... don't pay for shit online 6 months in advance, guys. You cannot get your money back. And you just got to live there. The crackheads are like, "Hey, what up, Dwayne?" "Nothing." "See, you ain't dead yet." "That's great." Maybe tomorrow, Smokey. Right? I don't. I had 2 options when I was moving across country. I could sell my car and fly across country and just buy a new one when I got there. And guys, I'm doing so well in life, I can afford my very own 1997 Nissan Sentra. So. No payment plan, right? Like no JD by rider for me. Cash on the money, right? That's me. Or I could drive through all the states I had a hate crime last year, and that's the one I picked. Let me tell you, St. Louis, Missouri is one of the most gorgeous places I've ever been. Like, I pulled in, the sun was in that big-ass arch chest, right? I stopped, I had great food, great beer. I hung out with amazing people all day long. I was like, this is God's country. But about 4 o'clock, I looked out the window and saw the sun was going down just a little bit, and I was like, well, time to get my black ass out of here, right? Because I promised my mother I would become a hashtag this year, so it's a joke. I'm still here. I got out. Alright, we're gonna do this tonight, guys. He's gonna make me work for it. Cool, I'm alright with that. Before I moved to St. Louis, I had a few jobs. One of my favorite jobs was working as a school photographer. It was a great job, but I learned one thing about myself. I don't care when a 13-year-old goes missing because they are awful human beings. They're the fucking worst. If you have children, you have my condolences. Unless you named your child Aiden, because fuck those kids. I've never met an Aiden that wasn't a dick. I tripped one the other day. I said it was a corpse. Down he went. Oh, you alright? Oh, you're bleeding. That's so funny. Go to the office. You guys need to stop naming your kids dumb shit. Like, I get it. You want them to be unique, but I want you to know people that work with their children and only meet them for a few minutes don't get to know their personality. They don't get to know how special they are. All they see is a dumbass name coming at them. They're like, fuck, how do you say that? That is a lot of Q's. Met this one little girl. Her name was Neon. She wasn't noble so much as a huge bitch. Met another little girl. Her name was Marvelous, and she was decent at best. So Right. Yeah. Marvelous was real cool though. She sat down at my station. I looked at her. She had her nose pierced. I was like, "That's so cool, sweetheart. You got your nose pierced." She goes, "Yeah. My parents got my belly button done yesterday." I was like, "Well, Teen Mom's looking for you, right? If you hurry, you'll make it on this season." So, life goals, right? I used to deliver pizzas because I have a real estate license and a college degree, and that's how you get that job. So. I worked for a corporate pizza chain. I can't tell you which one, but I think you might be able to guess. It was like better ingredients, shitty pay. You know which one that is, right? His best friend's Peyton Manning. That one. Yeah, you got it on the nose. I was going to say it, but she did. I spent 5 months in the Bahamas working for a cruise line. I came back with the best farmer's tan ever, and that's amazing because no one in my family's been farming for like 5 generations. On the cruise ship, I host all kinds of activities. My favorite is hosting the beanbag sermons, but like this. All right, guys, in just 2 minutes, with beanbag sermon coming on the Lido deck. If you guys want to get some beanbag, come and meet me on the Lido stage. Remember, guys, at 1 o'clock, it's time to cornhole with Dwayne. My cruise director came up to me and goes, one day, he goes, "I know what you're saying. Stop it. There are kids there." I was like, "Yeah, but their dads are lining up for it." It's not my fault. $2 a pop, right? I got banned from hosting bingo because of a little joke. I don't even think it was my fault. I was on stage picking balls too easy, and it came up I-17. I was like, I-17, I-1-7. Remember, fellas, so she says I-17. Put her back, right? Because she's not done yet. Told that joke in Alabama one night. This guy in the back of the house, he was hammered. He goes, "Yeah, but there's grass on the field. I'm going to mow." And I was like, "Grandpa, sit down." That's why I don't do family reunions anymore, right? I moved out to Vegas one of the very first nights I was there. Me and a friend of mine that lived there already, we went out to eat. We went to the super fancy steakhouse on the Las Vegas Strip. The Outback, you guys ever been there? That was so nice. We're leaving the steakhouse. We walk outside, and this man pops out of nowhere. He goes, "Hey, man, want to see some titties?" I was like, "No, not really. I just have ribs. Ribs and titties don't go together. Not in my world." Now, since I was 16, I gave up women for Lent, you know? It's stuck. I know what you're all thinking. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a man that sucks more than his thumb. That's right, your senses are working. You caught one. In the wild, right? He goes, "Come on, it's $33. You get 2 drinks and a limo ride." I was like, "Okay, I ain't been in a limo forever." So we hop in the back of this limo, and it takes us to the strip club called Treasures. And let me tell you, the women there are not treasures. They're more like fool's gold, right? Like, just... this one Eastern European broad sluts on over me, pulls just one breast out. She goes, $150. And Ziggy says, "Do you see it all?" And I was like, "No, thank you. My boyfriend's in the bathroom." She goes, "Oh, thank God." Puts her tit up, lets her gut out, fart a little bit. It was the weirdest boner I've ever had. Like, I chased her around the club. $600. Do it again. Make me come. And like, that is such an awkward way to get kicked out of a club, right? Once they figured out what I was, they stopped serving me, so I had to go to the bar to get my own watered-down drinks. I stepped up to the bar, I looked behind it, and it had this sign that said, "Prostitution is illegal," but I assumed that's the same as employees must wash hands. It's posted, but usually doesn't mean a damn thing, right? You guys are silly. I like it. I'm a drinker. My drink of choice is Budweiser because I believe in quantity over quality. Calm down. I'm drinking it, not y'all. I like it, but because I'm queer, 9 times out of 10 when I order a Budweiser, I get a Bud Light. One day I lost it. I snapped. I was like, "Look, if I can take the cock, I can take the calories. Just give me a goddamn Budweiser." And I'm pretty sure that's what made the rest of that wedding reception awkward, so... Not my fault. If you guys are going to get married, I want you guys to remember one thing. You are required by law to have an open bar at your wedding, because if you don't, your single and bitter friends will rise as one to fucking slay you. I went to a wedding that didn't have an open bar, but it did have a horse-drawn carriage, like the shittiest fairy tale ever, and that went into with the prince fucking a stripper. So, now I'm not saying I paid for her, but I did tip her. Not as much as he did, right? A little about me. My parents are real cool. My mom is a Southern Baptist. My dad is a cop, and it was a huge surprise. Right? They're fun people. I'm an only child because production of this shut that factory down. Right? I broke it on the way out, like carved my name in the walls. You know, JR was here. Right? Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys something. My parents have been married for 32 years. Like, how awesome is that? Like, I want that one day. I want to wake up next to the man of my nightmares in like 25 years going, damn it, you lived again. I'm not saying I don't want to love them, but like sometimes a bitch wants to go shopping. Is that you guys all right, you guys like each other. It's weird for me. My grandparents were married for 56 years before my grandmother died, and one day on her deathbed, I went to go visit her in the hospital. She goes, baby, come here, I want to tell you something. And I went over, I was like, yes, Grandma? She goes, baby, I'm going to tell you the secret of life, love, and everything. And I go, what is it, Grandma? She goes, love is overlooking a bullet hole. And that's funny because my grandmother shot my grandfather, right? Like they were having an argument, he was wrong, she shot him, they moved on. 56 years later, like that's what they did. Like no divorce. Sometimes you just gotta take a pocket shot at the motherfucker, right? Grandpa walks with a limp and sleeps with one eye open, but he learned his lesson, didn't he? I'm dating a lot. Like I was dating a lot last year. I had some boyfriends. They weren't mine, but I had them, so. Oh, I was joking. You're a hoe. I heard that. Hey, me too. What? Keep that shit on the low, Rihanna. All right. Lady Gag me over here. She's my new favorite, right? We're going drinking together later. I date online because social skills are bullshit. My favorite is Grindr. It's like Grubhub for dick, you know? Like 30 minutes, you guys don't have delivery down here. I don't know. You guys all just stop. Like, what? We'll move on. I use Tinder because I'm a comic and I need the material. One night I was on Tinder, this guy sends me a message, he goes, how are you single? You're Wayne Brady cute. And I was like, is that a compliment? Okay, we get it, you're black, sort of. If you're good, we'll let you in our neighborhood after dark. If you're real good, we'll give you a TV show, but not a great one. Let's make a deal, all right? Because that's the one that's on in the middle of the day. Okay, cool. You are staring at me like you were expecting me to pull a rabbit on my ass or something. Like, I need you to uncross these arms. This is a very aggressive stance right now, sir. I'll tell you this about myself. I do this every night of the week, and they say write what you know, and I do a lot of gay stuff, because what tastes better than that, right? And usually at clubs, there's a straight couple. The guy gets uncomfortable, like puffs his chest out, wraps his arm around his woman, because in his world, he's so attractive. I'm going to forget how to be a person, leap off stage, and drag him back to my lair, because princess needs dick. And while that is true, I don't sleep with straight guys anymore, so you all can unpucker, right? I did it once in college. It was an experiment for him because I knew. The next morning he's in my bed looking at that. He's like, what does this mean? Is this a relationship? Are we in love? And I put the one hand on his, looked him deep in his eyes and said, why are you still here? Your portion of this program ended hours ago. You're free to leave. Call me if you get the Heisman. So for legal reasons, I can't say where I went to college. Florida. What is in my throat twice a week for 4 years, right? Not all scholarships are earned, right? Remember that gay guy came out as a football player a couple years back? I was like, sweet, I'm going to come up. And then he went to the Rams. I was like, well, I can't suck dick for a shitty team. That's why no one's ever accused a Pistons player of date rape, right? That's too far. It's too far. I want to tell you guys a story. This is a true story. Last week I did a show in a prison, and I'd like to tell you guys that I did it for charity. I'd like to tell you that I did it for community outreach. I'd like to tell you that I did it to go out and make my fellow man's life better. But I'm going to be real with you. I did it for money. They paid me a lot. It was an amazing show. We get to the prison, and our escort through the prison shows up, and he's a person of size. You know what I mean? He's a big man. And I have nothing against big people. I come from big people. They are good people. But when I walk into a prison and I have a security guard, I want an ex-Marine with a gun and a will to live. This man had none of these things. He's like, we're gonna cut through the yard and go to the recreation building. I was like, through the yard? He goes, yes, through the yard. I was like, what's the yard? He goes, you see that area with all those guys walking around? I was like, yep. He goes, right there. And I was like, fuck. So we step outside into the yard, and for the first time in my life, I pretended to be a really butch man. I puffed my chest out, put my head down, and just shuffled my feet along. I had my name written in my underwear just in case, in case I got separated or I got married, What do I call you? Yours. Just stop stabbing me. We're going through the prison. We make it almost to the other side of the field, and I decided it's a perfect time to make a dumb joke, because he showed me all these things that are happening. Like, there are guys playing softball, there are guys over here working out. And I was like, oh, no cornhole? He goes, no, there's cornhole. And I was like, that was a butt sex joke. You made it weird. We get to the stage, and the show gets started. I'm hosting, I'm running the show. I've got a lot of great comics with me, because I learned from Oz and porn, you never go into prison alone, you need a squad. Right? I'm on stage, and I found out very early on in the show that prisoners are the greatest audience ever, because they can't get away from you. They can try, but they're shotguns for that, so they pretty much stay put. I'm on stage. I'm about a minute into the show. Way into the third row, this 6'4" bald-headed area dude with a lot of tattoos, like you. He stands up and he shouts the weirdest heckle I've ever heard. He goes, "Take off your shirt!" And I was like, no. Okay, maybe. Show's going on, it's going off great, it's going off without a hitch, I'm having a great time. The last comic is on stage when suddenly the crowd, one by one, starts to leave. And I'm like, what's going on? Are they done? Is it bedtime? Are they all going to timeout? Turns out they were serving cake and ice cream, and I don't care what kind of bozo the clown motherfucker you think you are, you cannot compete with cake and ice cream. I tried. And I asked the warden, I was like, hey, can we get some cake and ice cream? And he said, no, this is just for prisoners. I was like, it's my fucking tax dollars. So the show ends. We had a great time. We're waiting for our escort to take us back through the prison yard, because we couldn't make it the 400 yards by ourselves, and I wasn't going to try. The prison guard, he's on one side of the glass getting our paychecks, and right next to me, a man walks up who sat through the show. He had a great time. He comes up and goes, hey, I want to thank you guys for coming. And I was like, I want to thank you for being here. Whoops. He goes, hey man, you talked about going to the South a lot. Do you ever get down to Florida? I was like, yeah, actually I move to Florida every winter, because what you don't know about me is I'm a 74-year-old woman and I don't deal with snow anymore. He giggles. He goes, that's awesome. I'm getting out in 34 days. I'm moving down to Clearwater. What part of Florida do you go? I was like, Tampa Bay, where Clearwater is. And he goes, cool, I'll see you there. And I looked him in the eyes and I said, take off your shirt! So he did. Now I'm married. So no, it got stolen. You guys are fun. Do you black out here? You guys are blackout drinkers anymore? No, you're responsible. I'm at an age where they call blackout drinking alcoholism, and I think that's judgmental. Look, I went out with a task to accomplish, and I got that shit done. I was at a bar one night. It was a Sunday. I was in Vegas. It was 2 in the morning. I got so drunk I joined a softball team. Right? That's what kind of blackout drunk I am. And I thought I joined the kind of softball team that takes a blackout drunk who signs up at 2 a.m. on a Sunday. No. I get to practice on that Thursday. And the junior women's U.S. softball team was there. They're just throwing the heat. And I was like, God damn it, it's the lesbians. Don't you broads have a country to run, right? Like, go build a house. And they did. And I still had 4 innings to play with them. It's a joke. Relax. You guys are a good time. You guys are kind of a weird crowd. Like, you're into it, you're not into it, you're into it, you're not into it. One of the weirdest shows I ever did, it was in the South. It was near the border of Georgia and Florida, where things get a little racist as fuck. And this woman comes up to me after the show. She goes, you know, you were kind of funny, but for a gay black you didn't have a whole lot of gay black material in your act. And I looked at her. I was like, what'd you expect me to tell jokes about sucking dick and eating chicken? Like fucking cock in both hands, right? Whatever, I'll do it. I don't want to deprive my audiences, so I wrote one to see if I could. It goes something like this. So there I was, listening to Beyonce blowing this guy, you know, just fagging out, and goes something sickle cell anemia. It used to end with AIDS, but I have a test coming up, so. Your lives don't change if I fail, alright? Calm down. You guys are a good time. Alright, I gotta do this. This is the most important part of the show. Like, I am a comic, which means I am a whore. I do this every night of the week, and I created something just for you guys. I like to travel, I like to do things, but first and foremost, I'm from Ohio, and second and foremost, I am an alcoholic. So I created a shirt, and I think it's going to speak to you people. I think it is. It says, Ohio is for day drinkers. I'll be selling those after the show. If you want one, come talk to me. I even take credit cards because I'm that kind of professional. I'm going to tell you guys a couple more and get out of here. How's that sound to y'all? Okay, great. I'm doing it anyway. All right. One of the weirdest times in my career, I did a show out in eastern Ohio for a group of rednecks, or as they prefer to be referred to, Steelers fans. And they've got rings. Fuck them. So it's one of those nights where you go out to the middle of nowhere for no money, and it's the kind of thing that you think is going to make your career. And as you can see, it did, right? Like, this is where I am. I'm waiting to go on stage next when the man next to me, the man on stage in front of me says the weirdest euphemism for vagina I'd ever heard in my entire life. And I started watching porn at a really young age, so I thought I heard them all. I'm going to invite you all to buckle up. It's about to get graphic. He says from the stage, buckle up, get ready. He says from the stage, and now I'm quoting, this is a direct quote from this man, so I'm down there licking her piss flaps. All of that times 5 went through my head at once. Because as far as I'm concerned, you can be like, piss flaps, now here's Dwayne, right? Like, that's not how this shit works out. That's one. 2, like, that didn't even sound like your magical little flower. I don't know what you ladies down here in Cuyahoga Falls are calling yours. I saw a woman on the side of the road when I drove, and I think she calls hers room for rent. A friend of mine's pregnant, she calls hers water slide. Grandma calls hers out of order, so... That's 2. 3, that sounds like something you call someone you hate. If I walk out of here later and I see someone's hit my car and be like, look at this piss flapping motherfucking son of a bitch, like, that's piss flaps. It's not a nickname for your cunt. And I know you broads don't like the word cunt. I don't like it either. It doesn't taste right in my mouth. I don't know why my mom won't come see my shows anymore. I tell you guys this, I do travel a lot. I put a lot of miles in cars. I was driving back from Florida recently, and I was coming up I-75, and I found out there's this new chain of gas stations called the Plantation, because they're back, right? Those are self-serve gas stations. You want that gas, you gotta work for it, boy. Don't worry, price is so low you can't whip them. So, it's a real thing. That joke hurts me more than it hurts most of you, so calm the fuck down. Doing this, I put a lot of miles on cars. Last year, my car was in the shop. I was in a rental car that's brand new, 2015. I can't afford it. I was like, I look like such a drug dealer behind the wheel of this thing. I'm going to go to jail, and I can't handle that. I'm not ready for my own civil rights moment. I am no one's Rosa Parks. There I am on the highway going, this is it. This is your moment. Hope you called your mama, told her you loved her. As I thought that, my guardian angel must have been looking over my shoulder, because in my rear view appeared a convertible, 4 black guys. I was like, cool, these guys will take the hit. Now that is mostly a joke. But I was in South Carolina, so fingers crossed, right? And sure enough, half a mile down the road, they got pulled over because 4 of a kind always beats a queen. Alright guys, I'm Dwayne Duke. Thank you very much.